Trigger warning: items featured in this video may not be suitable for viewing for those suffering of depression, self-harm, or suicidal thoughts. Viewer discretion advised. Hey guys, here to Stormy Vlogs here. I'm sorry, so sorry that I did not update yesterday or, Sunday. Sunday is actually my day off from recording. I forgot to mention that in my very first video, and I'm very sorry guys. I know y'all probably very looking forward to it, and I should have mentioned that. I'm sorry I didn't update yesterday. We actually had a huge storm hit, and so we lost power. And because we lost power, I couldn't see my computer screen because it's hooked up to my TV, and the screen on my actual computer is broken, so it's hooked up to my TV. So when the storm hit, I couldn't use my TV at all. Like I said, I'm very sorry. I do have two videos actually ready today. This one and another one that I recorded some time ago. Actually, when I first started this channel, I was going to upload it, but I decided against it, and once you guys watch it, you'll probably realize why. Today, I want to talk about school, because as y'all should know by now, I start school next week on my birthday, and that's going to be kind of hard for me to update you guys. I'm very sorry if I don't get any in. Remember, it's my first year in high school. I'll have a lot of homework. Hopefully not, but I mean, still going to have a lot of homework. And with school coming up, I am going to be in two clubs, two elective things. Hopefully, I know for sure I'm going to be in chorus, and that tends for when our concerts are upcoming, we have after school rehearsals, so I'll have to stay after for those, and I'm hoping to get into drama this year, so I'll have to stay after for drama as well. I'm very sorry guys, I should have thought about this, should have, made a schedule or something, but I didn't. And in this topic of school, we can talk about all sorts of things. We can talk about mean teachers, we can talk about bullies, etc. I want to get into the teachers topic. And I want you guys to know that, you can meet your teachers. Like, once you meet your teachers, don't just be like, oh yeah, she's going to be the mean one. Because last year I was in this one class where I thought my teacher was going to be the sweetest teacher ever. She was very nice. She was always talking to me every day. And, well, we got switched out of that class into another class because she was becoming, she had to be a filler teacher. She was a substitute or whatever. And when I got to the new class, I thought, oh, this teacher's going to be the rudest teacher ever. She's so mean. And it comes out that she turned out to be my favorite teacher. And the lady that was supposed to be the nicest, she turned out to be the rudest. So don't judge a book by its cover. Just FYI. If your teachers give you homework, don't be like, oh wow, they're terrible. I'm not gonna do this homework ever. Don't do that. Do your homework. It's a way to help you learn your studies. It's a way to help you remember them better. And if they let you keep your homework, like if you get your homework back, keep it. Because you never know when they're going to say, oh, you can use your notes or whatever on a test. And I can tell you, that homework will come in handy. For those of you here in Florida, you guys know that if you have a good score on your tests, you will not have reading class in high school, depending on what your score is. If you have a bad score, you'll possibly have 2. So remember, those tests really do matter. Like, if you want another elective, study hard and get a good grade on that test, because you don't want an extra class. Trust me. PE. Now, I can tell you my experience with PE was okay. I've never actually had PE except for 1 year when I first moved down here and first started going to middle school. That was the only time I had PE, but it was usually just free time anyway. We weren't forced to play dodgeball or anything, and if they did decide to have a game, you didn't have to play it. You could sit out and talk with friends. You did have to dress out though. I remember one day they got a bunch of rollerblades and they were teaching us how to rollerblade on the track. That was really cool. I've never actually been in a high school PE class. That was my 6th grade year PE. I'm supposed to be having gym this year. It's required for some reason, but I've never actually had PE, like an actual PE class. For those of you out there who are terrified to go back because you're afraid that you're going to get bullied or whatever, I can tell you this much. The beginning of last year, I started out school with a minimum of 2 days in attendance for the first 3 weeks, I think. I was constantly skipping school because I didn't want to deal with people. I remember becoming friends with this one guy, and I tell you, you don't know what a bad influence is until you've left that bad influence, because he was a bad influence. I was skipping classes every chance I got. The days I actually did go to school, I would skip classes, and I'd come home and tell my parents that we had a substitute that day, and the substitute apparently didn't catch my name or whatever, didn't know that I was there. I will tell you this much, but don't worry about the people around you, because as I said, I came with minimum 2 days in attendance for a whole 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks of school, because I was worried about bullies, and I was worried about what they were going to say about me, because I'm a bigger girl. I was in a house fire when I was younger. That's a whole nother episode altogether. But I grew up a lot being bullied, and I was scared that it was gonna happen again, and it did. And so that's why I skipped school. That's why I stayed home and played hooky. I remember getting my first interim report saying I had a 1.26 GPA, mostly D's and F's, and 1C in reading. I'll tell you this much, but when you start worrying about yourself, start worrying about your schooling and everything, when you start paying attention to what you need to pay attention to, it'll definitely pay off. It really will, trust me. Because like I said, I was failing my first 3 weeks. Who knows? This first semester, I was basically, my GPO was below a 2.0. My GPA was below 2.0. And I passed with I want to say 3.69 GPA. I want to say it was either in the threes or the fours. I had all A's and B's, and I felt so much better about myself. I actually got an award at the ceremony. It was top student in math, and I was nominated for most improved in science. For those of you that know me personally, you guys know that I hate math with a passion, and I was the top student in pre-algebra in all out of all of that teachers, all of the out of every student that was in the middle school, I was top student in pre-algebra. That made me so proud of myself. You gotta think once you're feeling so down about yourself, you're so scared about the bullies. Don't let what they say get to you. Because I did for so many years, and I still let it get to me. But I'm learning not to care as much because once you will get great opportunities. Growing up, I was always the worst child to be friends with. I was the ugly one, I was the fat one, I was stupid. I was the worst child to be friends with growing up. Nobody would dare be seen with me. And now that I'm in my teenage years, I have friends, a tight knit little circle of friends, but friends nonetheless. I mean, who needs a lot of friends when you can have a few good, close friends? I was actually a state finalist for the National American Miss contest pageant thing. Like I said, I was top student in pre-algebra in my school. I was nominated for most improved in science in my school. Um, I got a superior at solo ensemble, which made my heart sing. Because, guys, you find something you're passionate about, whether you think you're good at it or not, go for it. I am so timid, but I love to sing. I have severe stage fright, but I love to sing. The only reason I can be in chorus is because my voice is drowned out by the other girls'. And my teacher this last school year, my chorus teacher, pushed me to join solo ensemble, to sign up for it, if my parents would allow that is. He said that I have a wonderful singing voice and I should show it to myself that I do. And I went. I sang a song that's called She's Like to Swallow. I nearly threw up singing that song. I nearly cried the entire time. But my judge came up and said that I put a lot of emotion into the song. And because of that, I earned the grading that I did. I didn't find out what grading I got until right before I left. And my teacher stood up at the front. He looked me dead in the eye and he said, "Caitlin, you got a superior." And I cried. I cried so hard. The entire way home, I was crying. My mother and my father and them, they all took me out for ice cream to celebrate. And I couldn't eat. I was in tears. It was the most amazing thing I have ever heard. Guys, singing is my passion. I love to sing. I would do it for a job if I could, but I know I'm not good enough for that. If you find your passion, I encourage you to go for it, guys. You never know what's gonna happen. You may think you're the worst at it, but in all reality, you could be the best. Our last concert, we had an award ceremony at our last spring concert last year. and my teacher had called me up on stage to receive a medal from my superior at Selfharm. And guys, I cried again. In my 3 years of being in that course, not once have I ever realized that they gave out anything like that. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I was so excited. Guys, don't let what others say to you get you down. Because if so, then you might be like me, sitting in your room every day, afraid to go outside, spending all day on YouTube or on Tumblr or Facebook or whatever, missing out on life. Because I know that once I started getting out of my room, the beginning of last year, when I started getting out of my room more and, joining my family or going out and taking the dog for a walk down the road, I started feeling better about myself. And that's what you guys don't realize. If you just get out, you can feel better about yourself. When I started, walking the dog down the road, I ran into this guy that rides my bus. Well, my old bus. We started talking. We exchanged Facebooks and everything. We were talking for quite a few months, and then Christmas morning came. 3 o'clock in the morning, Christmas Day. He asked me if I wanted to change my last name. Sweetest way I've ever been asked out, honestly. I will be honest with that. He was a total sweetheart to me. We were together for almost 7 months, and it was a very good 7 months. I felt really, really, really good about myself because he was one of the popular kids in school. He was all that and a bag of chips in school. And he would be taking me on dates to the mall. He'd take and show me off to his friends. And the thing is, a few days before we broke up, I told him I didn't want him to go back to school and be made fun of for dating the ugly girl. And I had been feeling so much better about myself, and just that day I was feeling so down in the dumps. You guys out there that have depression or bipolar disorder, ADHD, ADD, any of those illnesses, it'll get better. I'm not going to tell you to get over it because I have a lot of those myself and I can't just get over it. Talk to somebody. Find a friend that you can really trust and just talk to them. I'm not saying just like go to that friend only whenever you need to talk about something, but find somebody that you can talk to and talk to them. Even if you have to go and get a therapist. Because that's what I was honestly thinking about doing for a while there, was going and getting a therapist. Because my depression was getting to me. Those of you out there who suffer from self-harm, or suffer from suicidal thoughts, those of you who have attempted to do that, please talk to somebody. You all are just amazing in your own way. I can't say I know you guys and I know that you're gonna do great things, even though I'm sure you all will. I would love to meet you all someday, but You never know what the future's gonna hold. And you have to think how selfish it would be to take your own life. Because yes, right now you're in a pit of despair. And I understand that. I was there. But one day somebody will help pull you out of that pit, or you will climb out of it yourself. One day you will just get so sick and tired of being upset all the time that you'll just stop. But if you take your life now, before you can get better, think of your parents. How devastated they're gonna be to know they lost you. Think of your brother or sister or your best friend or whoever. Think of everybody you're gonna leave behind. And think of this. Everybody out there has a soulmate. But if you kill yourself, your soulmate does not have anybody anymore. Don't give up your life because of some hard times. It's not worth it, I promise. So that was a bit of a serious topic today, guys. The next one's pretty serious too. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Question of the day is, do you guys enjoy going to school? If so, what is your favorite subject? I mean, I know a lot of you are going to say no, you don't, but, you know, leave a comment below answering the question, leave a topic idea if you guys have one. I'm willing to do any topic you guys have an idea for, anything. If you guys want to see anything on this channel, just let me know. Leave a comment down below and tell me. I'll definitely look into it. If you really enjoyed this video, leave a like to let me know, and subscribe if you would like to see more. I am going to try and post every single day. And that's all, my little storms everywhere. I hope you really enjoyed this. Have a nice day. This has been Hero Stormy Vlogs. Remember to like, subscribe for more, and leave a comment.